Hello everyone, it's Vicki here today and I am designing for Hip Kit Club using the February 2021 kits, and I'm following the mood board today. There it is by Yana. I'm looking at the wheel in the centre and that's my inspiration. There's a fabulous cut file for March which is a wheel. I think it's in store, but if it's not yet there yet, it will be soon. There's one that's just a wheel, excuse me, and one that is a wheel with florals on as well. So I'm just using the wheel and I'm going to put on my own florals. So I'm just putting some clear gesso over the whole thing so that I can use some of the fabulous shimmers products that we've got in the colour kit this month. So there we go, that's all dry now. And I'm going to use this Razzle Dazzle Berry. Unfortunately, my spray bottle doesn't work, but we will overcome. So I just put some onto my mat there, and I am going to use a paintbrush. And I just prepped the other shimmers that we got, which is creamy, so it needs some water to prepare it first. So I think that's called dandelion. Yeah, so I'm just putting this pink onto the spokes and the wheel, and I'm just sort of watercolouring it on there. And now I'm going to put some of this yellowy orange on top. And it's just, what I'm trying to do really is sort of almost imitate the watercolour paper that's in the kit. I don't use that paper, but my piece, I've already used part of it, so I couldn't cut the whole wheel. So I thought what I would do was sort of imitate that paper. And that's it all dry. I'm really happy with that. And there are my two photos, my dog in the flowers in my garden, which I actually took on the day I scrapped this layout. So I was quite pleased with that. That doesn't happen very often for me. So my idea is to do two areas where there's a photo and surround each photo with some florals. And I think that's really pretty. This is quite sort of a muted colour palette for me, but I really like it. My last layout I did was with this kit was really bright rainbow colours, so you can see how versatile it is. So my base paper there is one of the patterned papers, one of the exclusives from the kit. It's just got a very subtle grey diagonal stripe on it. You almost can't see it, but in real life it looks really nice on there. So I'm just gluing the wheel to the base and I'm putting it sort of off centre. It hangs over just a bit, so I'm going to cut off those little pieces there, as you can see. There we go. And I just stuck it down in the centre and on the two bits at the edge where I cut, because I want to be able to tuck things under, so I didn't want to stick it down anymore at this point. And I'm just finding some embellishments. So these are little chipboard flare from Pink Fresh Studio. Picked a couple that would match, and there's a butterfly from Simple Stories and a rainbow, which I thought would look quite sweet on there. And I think I get a butterfly also from this Simple Stories puffy sticker sheet. I'm just going to put those up there. Bring my photos back down. I've got the one at the top of my dog facing to the right because he's looking into the layout there. I learned this technique from Missy Wooden and it works well. It would be strange if he was looking off the page. And the one at the bottom, he's sort of moving around to the left. So I just thought they worked that way really well. Okay, so I'm just reassembling again just to see exactly how it's going to look. This layout didn't take me a long time actually. It came together pretty quickly. I think sometimes when you have a cut file, it determines where things can go, and it makes, it really makes the layout. It fills a lot of the page if you have a big cut file. So now I'm thinking about my title, and this changes quite a bit as I go through this. I start out by thinking I'm going to put my title on some vellum so that I can raise it off the page. Now I didn't really think it through because of course if I then use white foam under it, you're going to see that. So that wasn't really very well thought through on my part, but that's what I start to do here, and I'm going to skip through that in a second because obviously things change. And I put on stop and flowers. My title is going to be Stop to Smell the Flowers. But I put on Stop and Flowers and I cut them out, and I sort of thinking that I might do the rest of the title in the smaller letters. So I'm just bringing that back down here now. And I didn't want to do them, I wanted to do them all really in the same colour, but I couldn't because they're so multicoloured. So I think of doing 3 colours, 1 colour for each word. And actually, watching this back when I was editing it, I actually quite like it. But at the time, it just wasn't really working for me. But so there's a bit of toing and froing on this title, but bear with me. We do get there in the end. I thought I would leave it in so that you can see that you know, when we're doing our pages, we never just get it right first time. Everyone's the same, but that does look quite sweet there, looking at that. So yeah, it's a shame, but I like what I do in the end. So there we go. So I decide that I might want to do it around the edge, and that was me looking at that. Before I do that, I think I try to put it onto some pattern paper as well. So, okay, so I'm going away from that at the moment because it's hurting my head, and I'm going to use some of these clear stickers, which are sort of mixed media swipes of the brush, and so I'm going to put one at the top and one at the bottom. You can't see them very much, but they just add a little pop of colour, and they're both in the sort of pink yellow colours. Okay, back to the title now, and I'm thinking, actually, maybe I'll do the word smell big as well. Honestly, this title almost defeated me, but as I say, I did get there in the end. So I cut that out. I actually thought I'd cut that out of the video, but obviously not. So here's that piece of paper I was trying to emulate earlier. As you can see, I don't have the whole piece there. So first of all, I think I might stick it with the vellum to that paper, and then I think no, that's not right. So then I think I'll stick it to the paper and cut it out of that. So I start on this route. These letters don't have much glue left by the time I'm finished, so I had to glue them to my page. Okay, so I put away smell. I put away those. So I'm thinking I'm going to put the. But no, I'm still not liking this. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. So I'm going to now put it up here, which is where it does finally stay, you'll be pleased to know. I'm going to put it around the tyre of the wheel that I have here. And I'm happier with that. So, so yeah, so we did get there in the end. It took a while, but I think it works. So I'm going to put the in there. I have to squeeze it in a bit to make this work, but I think it's okay because they're different sizes. They don't run into each other too much, and the "and" was a bit squashed. I fitted it in, and it was bugging me a little, so I do change that to 2 in a bit. And the colour of it was also bugging me. But yeah, a lot was bugging me when I was making this layout. Not sure why, because I'm really happy with how it turned out. So perseverance is the key, people. Okay, so I'm going to start to arrange and stick things down. And I'm going to put some vellum on the back of my photos just to add a bit of separation between them and the layout. There we go. I like that. And I'm going to put some foam on the back of them in a bit as well. So I'm just going to start sticking down the flowers underneath the photos because I like how this looks and I don't want to move it again. But what I've realised here is I put the pictures back on in the wrong order. So you see my dog at the bottom, he's looking off the page, and I just couldn't cope with that. So I have to swap them over in a bit. It took me a minute to realise this. Considering the things that were bugging me, I wasn't paying attention to the right things, I think. Okay, so there we go. So I stuck it down and then I'm like, it's the wrong place. So I have to swap it over. That's okay, I can do that. Add some foam to the other one. It's as if it never happened. There we go. I like that. And I like that little butterfly just on top of the photo. There's plenty of space around my dog so that it was fine to stick things over a little bit. So I'm just sticking the bits and pieces down on this side. And I'm going to stick the rainbow on the photo that side. And I put a bit of foam on the bottom so that it stands up. I should have done that on the butterfly really. And I probably will before I put it in my album. Okay, so I'm also putting a lemon in the middle because it's circular and I just thought that was really sweet. And a couple of flowers around that, just to add something in the middle, because otherwise I was just concerned that the middle was a bit sparse after I took out the title. Sticking down that puffy butterfly there. Okay, and now this is where I'm thinking about this title and what I'm going to do with it. So I take out, I'm just putting some little hearts down. I do take out the word and I think that I might replace it with the ampersand that's in there. There are two actually, but that one, and I don't like that either. So this is where I think I need the word to, so that I've got the same pink as the, and it fits better. So now I'm finally happy with my title. And we're just about to the end of the layout. The final layout is coming up any moment now. I hope that it gives you some inspiration. I hope you like the layout. Please do leave some comments. I'd love to hear what you think, and if you have any questions for me, I'll put some links in the comments so that you can see. There are some close-ups coming up here, and so that you can see the detail of the layout. But thank you so much for watching. Until next time, this has been Vicky for Hip Kit Club. Bye bye.